Okay, I want to have this discussion, open this up for discussion, uh, just to confront and combat some of the stuff that's going on, the lies that are being told, misleading things that some of these people out here are doing. Some big name people, I guess, they have some traction in the dog world, but to people that know, we just call it a lie. Some people call it out, some people won't. I will. Don't give a shit. They don't like it. Oh well. There's a big name guy runs around, says he's doing seminars all over the place. He posts a lot of videos, and says that he's he I guess wants people to think he's doing all these seminars. If you're you must be the only one doing seminars in the police dog world, or dog world period. From all the videos that you post in different places, you must have the market cornered or something, because there's no way you can be training other dogs or training dogs and doing all those videos and seminars and all that stuff. But to address some of the information that JR is putting out, the other week he posted a video saying that some people say that their dogs will protect them without any training. To a certain degree, that probably is so. There are some dogs that will, some dogs that won't. There are more that won't than that will. I'll preface that by saying that. Some of them won't. They act tough, and for the most part, that's enough to get people run off. They'll see a dog barking and making a fuss. It creates a problem because it makes noise. The neighbors can hear the dogs barking or whatever, and the bad guy just go ahead on about his business. But he did a video where he tested a dog. It was a Doberman. And here's the bullshit that he puts out in his messages. The video shows he has a bite suit on, and he's going and just confronting the dog. And in the reality of things, that's a bad scenario, the way to test a dog, because for one, you have a bite suit on. Most dogs that come off of genetically nice dogs or whatever, or working parents, whatever it is, along those lines of working dogs, most times when they see a suit or sleeve for the very first time, they have a different reaction like that. So in my opinion, that's not a fair test. And then he posts this video and he wants to say, well, look, this dog won't defend you, but the person said it will. Well, the proper way to test a dog, when people say that, is don't put anything on. No suit, no sleeve, no hidden sleeve, anything. Just use either people hold the dog, or if the dog's in the house, you just be quick enough to get out of the way, close the door back or whatever. You can't be scared to get in the way and put yourself in harm's way if you want to be a dog trainer, decoy, whatever. To me, if you're a dog trainer, that means you can do decoy work as well. But the test that he performed was flawed. It was skewed, because you're showing the dog that has probably never saw a suit. So that's something strange and different that he's seeing. So he's gonna not act like he would act if there wasn't a suit. Now, if he would have walked in, just him alone, nothing else, the little girly shorts he got on or whatever the shit is, and he walks in and he does the same thing, you may get a different reaction. That dog may run him out of the room, might actually run up on him. So it's a skewed test. That's one of the things and the bullshit that some of these people push out there. I don't know if he's just trying to prove a point or prove that he knows more than somebody else, or what his actual point was. Just saying that the dog will defend without training. To what point of it? To what point of defending that dog's property, that dog's house, the dog's owner? To what point? If you go there with a suit on, the dog is going to act scary because he's never saw a suit. So that's one of the things that I wanted to address and kind of get out there and open up and see if we can have some kind of general conversation without anybody getting their butt hurt about that. There's a lot of other things that's going on. The backyard breeders. My buddy Joe posted something about that. People talking about backyard breeders. Hell, the big name breeders, if they don't breed crap, if they do, when they do breed the crap, they don't stand behind they crap, and they won't even answer the phone for people that they sold the crap to. So who's the backyard breeder? They just have a better facility. Hell, half the people in the dog industry that is so-called made it had help along the way. I know a guy, real big big name guy, and his wife, not anybody else, his wife told me they had to have an investor. And if I say the name, people would probably look at it funny. They'll say, oh, Mims, you hating. No, I'm not hating. It's just that I know stuff most people don't know because I've been networking with people for over 40 years probably. Talking to people all over the country, all over the world about dogs. So there's some things that I know about people that most people don't know. But I can tell you this, most of these people had to have help to get where they were or where they are. They wouldn't have gotten to where they are without some help. And now they've gotten there, and then they probably still paying people back under the table, and you guys just don't know it. You know, so backyard breeders, backyard trainers, so they say, that's where do you think these big people get their ideas from? Just like Edison stole his stuff from, invented the light bulb. Thomas Edison stole that idea and took it and ran with it, got it patented, and look what happened. So that's the world figure he's the one that did. He didn't do jack shit. He stole is what he done. So some of you other people out there, which kind of segue me into this, you guys see people without a platform or without a big crowd, and you see what they do, and then you go run and take that idea, and you want to go run and present it as if it's your idea, but you don't know what goes into that particular exercise you see being done, or whatever you see being done. You don't know exactly what's going on, but you'll take it and you'll go and run with it and represent it as if it was your idea. Most of you people that have made it, that's all you do. You stole your idea from people, so-called backyard breeders and backyard trainers. So you guys say that that's your idea. I call bullshit on that too. Now, another thing, the guy JR kind of bragged on, started talking about Corso breeders, stop breeding shit dogs. That's just not Corsos, that's every breed. Every breed. There's gonna be trash in every breed. Why did he chose to pick on Corsos? Don't know. But to me, he did it to kind of segue his buddy into it. The other guy that charges $20,000 for board and trains. But yet, he trains $20,000 for board and trains, and then he's got a clicker on. He's got the e-collar transmitter thing that you put on your finger that looks like a ring, a pouch full of treats, a pinch collar, a choke chain, and all that shit on the dog that he's charged somebody 20 grand for training that dog. Man, you gotta be goddamn kidding me. 20 grand to teach a dog. Sit, stay down, come back when you call them, walk on a loose leash, sit when they stop. Just the basic of dog training. You're charging 20 grand. Even that, on top of the 20 grand, you still have to wear all this shit. I've seen very few videos with the same guy where he didn't have all that goddamn equipment on the dog. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Do you want people to follow you and believe that bullshit you say? Just because he's a cop and JR was a cop doesn't mean anything. You know what it takes to be a cop? You just go take a written test and you go and lie good and look good in front of the people at the interview board, then you can be a cop. Nothing special about being a cop, especially when those guys went in, both of them. So there's other people that charge just basic obedience, 4 grand. But every time you see them with a dog, they got a pocket full of treats, or they got their hand constantly in their pocket, so they can transmit, got the transmitter in their pocket. They don't want it seen on camera, and then they're out operating the dog or showing the people how to handle a dog or doing training and trying to show off. But the time you're showing off, you got an e-collar on the dog or a pinch collar on the dog. But you're charging 4 grand for obedience. I don't give a shit where you are, how you do it. That's not dog training. That dog isn't working for you. That dog is working because he's scared of getting his ass burnt with that e-collar or getting pinched with the goddamn pinch collar when you give it a yank. That's what's going on. You're creating a fear dog. And if you don't believe it, just look at the way the dogs operate. The dogs come into a sit and they cocked eyed like this, or they cock like this. Or when they sit on side of them, the guy's hitting the dog, and you see this much gap in between the dog and the guy. Get the shit out of here, man. This dog training industry is crazy as hell. The guy, his initials are LK. big name guy, was a federal officer and all that shit. Does good work, but what makes him so special from somebody else? Maybe. I don't know. I listen at his information, and I'm not impressed with nothing that he says. Nothing. I'm not hating on him, but I'm just pointing out some facts that's going on. But the people that call those guys and willing to pay that money because the shit looks good, it's crazy. There's an old story that goes around in the pit bull world, and it says nobody wants to match the old man that lives in the woods and you never see his dogs. Nobody never goes to his house. But if you ever try to go into him in a match, I've never taken part in that stuff. Never liked it. But I've heard the stories being a dog guy all my life. Nobody wants to go into that old man who dogs they never see because they know they're going to get their ass whooped. You know, saying that to say people that are quiet about what they do, that do good work, that they're not internet savvy, not technology savvy or whatever, they just go and they put out good products on a consistent basis. Nobody likes that. People want these big name places, big facilities, and what happens with that is, I'm just assured now, and people like to be lied to is all I can tell you, because they're just regurgitating old information. They're just delivering it a different way. If somebody come through my program and they can't get it, then they just got to be ate up with the dumbass or something. Because I don't use all these big words. I don't use all these so-called fancy words. I want people to understand and get what I'm telling them. The industry has been shifting towards teaching the people rather than teaching the dog so much. You hear a lot of trainers say the dog is easy, the people are hard enough or too hard. That's the problem with the people. I had a guy I was talking to for a while, tried to help him out, and he didn't see that. And I think now he's starting to see, well, you have to train the people. You can't take a dog in on a board and train and give somebody a 30-minute take-home session and think they're going to know or handle that dog with any kind of confidence you've had in 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and they come there to pick the dog up and they get a 35, 45-minute session to go home with. Just doesn't work like that. So, you know, that's one of the weird things that's going on in the dog world. It's a couple of weird things that goes on in the dog world. But just saying a lot to say nothing, I guess, because I'm just a small fish in a big pond. But in my pond, I'm the biggest goddamn fish there is. That's how I see it. In my world, that's what it is. The knowledge that I have has been consumed, and I've been taking this stuff in for a long, long time. I probably, you hear a lot of trainers probably say this, I've forgotten more than a lot of these people know. And when I look at my training career and kind of what I match it up to and people that I listen to, people that I take notes from and understanding, we've built relationships over many, 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 many years. You know, it's just not these newcomers that's new to the game, because you can, I can tell when I talk to dog people if they're repeating what they heard or if they're talking from experience. And a lot of it is just they're just repeating what they heard. They don't know it from experience. The people that matter, when I call and talk to them and they see something that I do or we hold conversations, these people have been training dogs for 30, 40 plus years. Those are people that I respect. Those are people that if they say, well, Mims, why are you doing this like this? And we're man enough and we're grown enough. If we disagree on it a little, and then we're not far off on what we disagree on sometimes, and I'll tell you, we do disagree on a few things. Simply because geographically, ethically, how we grew up, we'll see things a little different. Because I can tell you this, little black kids in the ghetto, we do things to dogs that some of you other people will never understand, never know, never try. You would think it's cruelty to animals or whatever. But I can guarantee you this, I can take 99% of you guys' dogs and you give me 3 weeks with that dog, and that dog will treat you as if he's never saw you in your life, in his life. Never. 3 weeks. And I've done it. Just the way it goes. So I just wanted to put that stuff out there, see if we can have some dialogue and we kind of talk about this stuff without anybody getting their feelings hurt. And if I'm wrong, somebody call me out on it. Tell me. I don't mind. I'll take it. We'll rock and roll with it. We'll talk about it and figure it out. So that's just a little discussion I wanted to kick up. We'll see what kind of response we get from it.